Okay, then the last thing I'm going to do is just a quick lesson for each sign. So just a little motivation and just something that maybe you need to hear for your sign. Okay, so the first one is going to be Aries. So Aries people, it's very important for you guys to think before you act, because Aries people tend to just, act without thinking. And usually they get themselves stuck in really, really awkward situations due to this. So definitely think before you act, and you'll find that your life will just run a lot more smoothly. Okay, great. So the next one is going to be a lesson for Taurus. So it's very important to bear in mind that bad habits or any habits can be restricting. So it's very good to just maybe, break yourself away from certain habits and just certain ways of doing things, because you will find that you restrict yourself a lot through these habits, and through sticking to things, sticking to certain ways of doing things. I'm pretty sure that you Taurians know what I'm talking about. Okay, then Gemini. So a lot of people that are Gemini, they tend to be very romantic people, I've noticed, but they struggle to find a partner. And here's a lesson, or just a little piece of advice for you guys. So Gemini people tend to be interested in a lot of things, and whenever they see something new, they're usually very interested in it. And sometimes, to a partner, that can be quite, unsettling. So if you are interested in somebody, sometimes just try and focus your attention on them and don't let your attention go elsewhere, because that is basically the best way for you to actually develop a proper relationship with somebody. Okay, then the next one will be Cancer. A very interesting thing to bear in mind for Cancer people is that you take in a lot of emotions around you, and you're very receptive to, what goes on around you, and you're very receptive to what other people are feeling. But just bear in mind that you do not need to carry these emotions and these burdens on your shoulders. And people out there, they need to learn their own lessons, and they need to fight their own battles, and you do not need to, worry about them. And also, people do not always, want to hurt you emotionally, because I know that sometimes it's hard not to take things, too hard because you feel so much. But just bear in mind, sometimes people say things without even thinking and that kind of thing. So yeah, people can be not everybody's as receptive as you are, so just bear that in mind. Okay, then the next lesson will be for Virgo people. So Virgo people, it will be very good for you if you guys just let go sometimes. I know you guys can be quite stressed, and I know that life can be a little bit stressful and life can be quite overwhelming, but you will find that you can experience so much joy and so much happiness if you literally just let go of all the worries, and you just let go of all the stress, and you literally just let be in the moment. And then you will see that you can be the happy person that you actually want to be. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is Libra. So the Libra people out there, it's very important to bear in mind that people will not mind. The people that you love will not mind if you show them who you really are, and if you show them what you really go through. I know that a lot of Libra people tend to keep, who they really are back, and just the things that they feel back, but the people that really love you, they will still love you, even if you show them your imperfections. So it's just very important to bear that in mind as well. Okay, so then the next one is going to be Scorpio. I know a lot of Scorpio people. I actually have a Scorpio moon, so I can kind of relate. A lot of Scorpio people, they get very hurt when people don't understand, the depth that they're trying to explain, and you know, just the more intricate workings of a situation, and just like actual like deep feelings and actual deep emotions. Now, Scorpio people tend to feel those things, but when they see other people don't feel it, and when other people don't experience it, they kind of get confused, you know, and they'll try and figure it out. But it's just very important to bear in mind that not everybody can feel as much as what you feel. Now, Scorpio people, they feel a lot. Now, Scorpio and Cancers can be quite similar to each other. Cancer people, they feel the emotions of the people around them, and they take that in a lot. Whereas Scorpio people, they feel their own emotion to such an intensity that it's like feeling, you know, 20 people's worth of emotions at once, which can be quite intense, I'm pretty sure. So it's very important just to bear in mind, you know, that you have this ability to feel something to such a deep intensity and to such a deep ability. Like if you love a lot, and if you're angry, you're very angry, and if you're hurt, you're like hurt to a whole nother level. And not a lot of other people, you know, react this way. So just know that you've got a lot of, you know, strength inside you for going through all of this and for actually being able to experience all those emotions. Okay, so the next one is going to be Sagittarius. And Sagittarians, it's very important to bear in mind that we know that, you know, you want to always tell the truth and you always want to be honest, but sometimes being too honest can hurt people's feelings. So it's very important to tread quite lightly, you know, around certain people, because especially water signs, because I know Sagittarians and water signs don't tend to get along. That's because Sagittarians are just way too like blunt in their way of, you know, saying things, and it can really tend to hurt certain people. So just bear in mind when you are being honest to somebody about something, you know, that could maybe, you know, trigger a little soft spot or a little wound. Just be careful how you say it to them, because sometimes your honesty can sometimes hurt. Okay, but otherwise, like most people, I'm pretty sure do appreciate the honesty, and a lot of people do need to hear it in some cases. Okay. All right, so the next one is going to be Capricorn. And this lesson will be that for the Capricorn people, we know, okay, so Capricorns are very determined, they're very headstrong, but sometimes, you know, they tend to step on people's toes when they're trying to, you know, get what they want. So it's very important to just bear in mind that, you know, other people are also trying to, you know, to grow and to just trying to achieve something. And it's also important to just allow other people, you know, to do that thing, and just try not to step on too many toes while climbing that ladder. Okay. And the next lesson is Aquarius. And I know Aquarian people, they have lots of friends, but, you know, it's difficult for them to get close to people because they're not very, you know, like emotionally close to people, because they're not very, it's not very easy for them to open up to people emotionally. So a way for them to, you know, actually open up to people is to actually focus on people more, to build better relationships. And instead of, you know, spreading yourself so thin, you know, actually be there more for certain people that the certain people that you actually care about more, you know. That way you'll find yourself actually building much better relationships with these people, and actual, you know, like deep connections with them as well. Okay, so the next one is going to be for Pisces. So this is quite a deep lesson. So this one is that don't worry. I know that everything can be quite confusing right now, but it is all going to make sense one day to you, and you don't have to understand it right now. So I know that all the things happening and all the people and all the experiences and everything that you go through is just very confusing to you, you know, but like I said, it doesn't have to make sense, and there's a reason for all of it, and it's just very, very important to bear that in mind. And usually people in this sign, they're destined for really, really great things, and just know like there's really, really great things to come for you. Okay, and then this one will be for the Leo people, a lesson for Leos. So my lesson that I have for you guys is that I know you guys are really, really awesome, and you guys are really, really amazing. But sometimes, you know, being humble in certain situations can just kind of be better for you, because you can sometimes find that, you know, being very, very proud and actually showing that to people, it actually how do I say, some people will get intimidated by that, and some people will really, you know, misunderstand that, and they can even misinterpret that, you know, and they can maybe like misinterpret your, you know, proudness and pride as arrogance or something like that. So in certain situations, it's just very good to look at what's happening and to suss it out and to see, okay, maybe I just have to maybe be a little bit more humble in this situation, as the people that I'm going to be interacting with aren't going to be as, you know, loving and accepting towards me as the people usually around me are. Guys, so this is it for this week's live stream. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this.